everyone, this is our part 2 video on vocabulary words from the Byzantine Empire and Kievan Rus. Our next term is Corpus Juris Civilis, which is also called Justinian's Code. Justinian's Code, for the Emperor Justinian of the Byzantine Empire. This is important to know because this law code, it's a law code that continued the tradition of the law code that came from Rome all the way back to the 12 tables. So when you see this term, just remember it's a law code that continued from the 12 tables in the Roman Empire, continuing into the Byzantine Empire, which again was the Eastern Roman Empire, which extended well after the Western Roman Empire fell. The Battle of Clandon was when the Byzantine Empire was able to defeat the Bulgars. The Bulgars were people who lived in Eastern Europe. Now this is important because this is when Basil II, the Byzantine Emperor, was able to extend the Byzantine Empire into Eastern Europe, taking back a lot of the territory that used to belong to the old Roman Empire. So in this battle you see Bulgaria right here, which is where the Byzantine Empire is able to extend their land into, which makes them stronger. Basil II is able to extend and strengthen the Byzantine Empire at this time. The Battle of Kirk was when the Seljuk Turks, who will later be known as the Ottoman Turks, we'll talk about them quite a bit, they're able to come in and defeat the Byzantine Empire. So we've seen as the Byzantine Empire is gradually getting smaller at this time, Battle of Manzikert in 1071, and the Turks, the Ottoman Turks, are pushing in and they're becoming stronger, and the Byzantine Empire is getting weaker. The Crusades. These are going to come up a couple times in our next chapters. The Crusades were when the Pope in Western Europe decided to get the Europeans who were in Christendom to go and try to gain the land of Jerusalem, which the Byzantine Empire had lost to Muslim forces. So basically the Crusades are when the Pope in Western Europe gets Europeans together who are Christians to take back Jerusalem, which the Byzantine Empire had lost. This will also create some conflict because many of the Western Europeans will come and attack and try to steal from the city of Constantinople as well during this time. The Normans are a group of people who are from northern France, who will expand their conquest in our era from 600 to 1450. The Normans will go and take over much of England, have a huge impact on England, and they'll also go all the way to southern Italy and take over land there. They'll come into conflict with the Byzantine Empire in this chapter, but know that the Normans are people from northern France who in this time period from 600 to 1450 will become stronger and will take over more land in Europe. Slavs are a group of people from Eastern Europe, including Russia, who have a similar language and will expand in Eastern Europe during this time period. Slavic people will play a big role in the growth of Kievan Rus and other areas in Eastern Europe at this time. The Hippodrome was basically a large arena where people could come and could see chariot races led by horses in Constantinople. Now, it's pretty important because a lot of times many people would come to this area, and this is where there would also be different political parties would argue and would support different teams. This is the Hippodrome, but again, more than anything, note this is where there were many chariot races where many people would gather in Constantinople. Kievan Rus. Kievan Rus is an empire that will rise in modern-day Ukraine and Russia, where there will be a mixture of Slavic people, Vikings, other nomadic people will come together and will form a small empire that will be just north of the Byzantine Empire. We'll have a lot of trade routes with the Byzantine Empire to the south and will slowly grow and eventually will fall in our area from 600 to 1450. It will be the foundation of later Russian culture. Boyars are basically nobles in Kievan Rus. So they're kind of like an upper class of people who will rule over different provinces or different lands. The boyars had power in Kievan Rus, and they will continue to have power in later Russian civilizations. Ruskaya Pravada is basically a form of justice that was developed by Russians. It was first formed by the ruler Yaroslav I in Kievan Rus. Don't go yet. There are two terms I missed earlier that I'm going to give you right now. The Eastern Orthodox Church was the church that started in the Byzantine Empire. It split from the Western Church because the Western Church wanted to use icons, for example, and the Eastern Church did not. It spread, it used the Cyrillic alphabet, and it had a patriarch in charge and not the Pope. The theme system was a way to divide land amongst different kinds of people in the Byzantine Empire. As the Byzantine Empire grew, the theme system was a way to organize it with farmers, with soldiers and military, and to organize different parts of the themes who would have different leaders in charge of their own piece of land or their own theme.